I'm in the game. I'm in the game. Hello, I'm in the video with my daddy.
What's going on, everybody? So the new intro to the video seems to be getting popularity, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna keep adding to it as we go along. And there's some of the builds that I'm currently doing will replace old stuff. It's just kind of a generic, that way I can kind of plug in what I'm doing. But anyway, today we're interviewing Procarry Trucker. YouTuber, does more than just modeling. And we're going to talk about his channel at some point. But kind of cool how he's integrated all of his hobbies into his channel. It's going to be part of the topic we're going to cover a little bit. But here we go. Hope you enjoy. What's going on, man?
Hey, Josh. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, thanks for making time. I'm glad we were able to kind of work this out. I know it's going to record now, but we're going to show it live later. And yeah, I'll explain that at the end so people don't get but
yeah, it's currently New Year's Eve.
Yeah, currently New Year's Eve. We were able to kind of meet up for a little bit. It's been one heck of a end of a year so far. Mine's went pretty well. How has yours been?
Been pretty lazy.
Been pretty late. That's ideal, right? You want to kind of just take it easy.
I was up till didn't actually shut things down to about 1:30 this morning, and then I was up about 10:30.
Oh, there you go.
So I'd been 10:30 would have been 7:30 your time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you're on the East Coast.
I'm on East Coast time right now. Now at home, I'm on Central.
Oh, okay. There you go. So what part of the U.S. are you in?
Southern Illinois.
No. Where you normally live, right?
So, yeah, Southern Illinois is where I live at.
Okay. So what's the hobby scene like over there for you?
Don't have a whole lot as far as like shows and stuff like that. I'd never even heard of a model show until I went to Acme, and I went clear to Georgia for that one. We got Hobby Lobby, so I got some place to go and actually pick kits up and stuff like that. Walmart, I've got, let's see, Effingham, Charleston, Mattoon, Terre Haute. I've got 4 Walmarts within an hour drive of me. 3 of them are within half an hour, and they started carrying kits.
Oh, really? That's cool. The one near me doesn't.
I can pick up a lot of the paint I generally use as folk art.
Okay.
And I can pick those up at Walmart.
Mm-hmm. I use that stuff. That stuff's awesome if to a certain point, and then you can kind of see where if you want a certain finish, you have to use something else. You can get good results with that stuff, but I just find
like the black.
Yeah.
I can thin it down and it still coats really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the orange, I can not thin it at all. Use it as is out of the bottle, and it's like putting colored water on the model. It's so thin out of the bottle, it's not funny.
So what are you using to cut it with?
Windshield washer fluid.
Use I use at Hobby Lobby. They have the Liquitex stuff, but I use matte medium, and it'll keep that together better. I don't use the windshield washer fluid unless it's like super thick.
Now, some of this full cart paint is really thick.
Yeah. But that thinner stuff, it's art, because what happens is you'll like it'll just liquefy and you lose all the pigmentation out of it.
Yeah.
So this other stuff keeps all the pigments together, but it kind of thins it out as you go along.
Like the orange, I don't have to thin it at all. I can use it right out of the bottle and it still goes on like colored water.
Oh, that's cool.
I got to use a lot of coats on it.
No, that's cool. Some of those colors, yeah, being here in the Pacific Northwest where it rains like 10 months out of the year, I have a little bit different issues, but it is what it is. Yeah. So you went to Acme this year. Was that the first time going?
First time going to Acme, first time going to any model show ever.
So what'd you think?
Blew my mind. The models that were available there, some that you don't see anywhere else, and then the show itself, some of those models those guys have put together is just out of this world. Literally, you take a picture of it and it literally looks like a brand new vehicle sitting on a showroom floor.
Yeah, I've seen pictures from that show. It's one of those that, I think if you get a chance to go, just make the time.
Yeah. And then next year, I'm hoping next year to do the same thing I did this year. I gave away 2 motel rooms for somebody that they could go, but they weren't able to go because, hey, I'm going to spend a night in a motel. I ain't got the money for the motel room. Giving some more people a chance to go. So I'll probably do that again next year, give away at least 1 or 2 motel rooms.
No, that's awesome, dude. No, that's awesome. I would have to come from West Coast to East Coast for that. So that's a little bit
probably fly in for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't be driving. That's for sure.
It was a 9-hour drive for me, 8.5, 9-hour drive for me. But of course, 8.5, 9-hour drive for me is normal. That's
So you say driving. So what kind of truck driver are you?
I'm in a day cab now. I pull what's called a pneumatic tanker. It's not the liquid tankers you see like hauling gas and stuff like that. These are about 1,600 cubic feet on the inside. They got the big cones on the bottom that hang down. We pressurize. We got a blower on the truck. We hook a hose from that blower to the trailer, blow air into the trailer with the trailer closed up. That way it pressurizes.
Oh, okay.
And then we unload. We haul flour, starch, plastic, grain, soda ash, dextrose, which is a corn sugar, about like a powdered sugar, clay.
Oh, that's cool. That's got to be a unique job to have.
It's not bad. I've been driving 23 years, and the company I'm with now, yeah, there may be better companies out there that treat you better, but I ain't going to get the home time I get with the amount of money I still make. I ain't going to get nowhere else.
So, I mean, it seems like all those jobs, because my brother's a long haul driver.
I did that until I started this company.
I kind of understand the business a little bit side of it, but it's crazy how much more money you make on doing long haul compared,
You can't now. What I'm doing now, I work a 4-and-4 schedule. I'm 4 days on, 4 days off, 4 days on, 4 days off.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, I'm only working 6 months of the year, and I've still made over $70,000 this year.
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Okay, so how do you implement that into your channel?
Channel started out procarry truck. Well, when I first started my channel, it was just my name, Richard Hudson. Well, I can't remember. It's been a while back. I just said I need an actual channel name. So I did a video saying, "Hey, I'm going to do a channel name change," and got some hints, got some ideas from some of my viewers. I integrated what they had with what I was thinking, and I am procarry, meaning firearms. I don't go anywhere without I don't leave the house without a firearm. I got a firearm on me when I'm at the house. So I came up with procarry trucker. And I do videos on the road, going down the road. I've done some live streams going down the road. Done a couple live streams while I've been loading or unloading.
So the ones that I really like is how do you say it? Look at this idiot and what he just I think is how you title some of those.
Yeah.
They're really entertaining.
I've got one of those on my channel. A guy, he was pulling a flatbed down in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, with the toolbox that was underneath the flatbed.
Okay.
So there's actually very low clearance between the road and the bottom of that toolbox. And he went over a set of road tracks that literally came across them, and then they just dropped at about this angle. Yeah. And there he was on the railroad tracks. And the trains that go down that track are going down that track at 50, 60 mile an hour. So if there would have been a train coming, they would have never had time to move it.
Yeah, like I said, those to me are the funny parts. Like, and then the other one is like how people drive in front of you. I think is one of the other videos I saw. I was like, oh my God, that guy's gonna die.
I got a chance to get a lot of those when I'm down in Atlanta and Nashville area.
Yeah, I bet. I like they're pretty entertaining, at least for me. Because I used to drive on the freeway a lot, and I just people just have rude driving habits. That's the only way you can explain it.
I used to hate driving I-5.
Yeah, no, it's what I have to. It's what I drive on every so often. So wow. It's like, yeah, sometimes it's good not to have a firearm when I'm driving on I-5 sometimes, but I get it. Well, I mean, that's really cool that you interact all three of your hobbies in the channel.
I've actually at one time thought about making another channel for my models. I thought, no, I'm just going to keep it as is. I mean, that's who I am. I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah.
One channel with who I am. This is what I do.
Yeah, it's interesting. And then people have to it's just kind of a process, to say the least.
Plus, I was thinking I've got one channel that has broad aspects of what I do. You don't like the trucking side? Well, catch one of my modeling videos. You don't like modeling or trucking? Catch one of my firearm videos.
No, like I said, and that's why it's a unique thing, because like I do more than just model. I do 3D printing, I do figures, and like it's kind of all in the same thing. But if you go like outside and I start doing the drawing side of stuff that I like to do,
well, I can't draw.
I don't think that would fly.
I ever get into 3D printing, I'm going to be hitting you or Terry up, one or the other.
Yeah, no problem. I got no problems with that. I mean, the PLA side of it, I can help you with, no problem. But the The resin side, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out that side myself. So, and it's not hard. It's just I got to get in and spend time with it, and
Yeah.
It's all a process. It makes the hobby so much better, in my opinion. Because I mean, like Flash here. I mean, how many times are you gonna see a figure with that much detail?
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then I still get to paint this when I'm done. You know?
Exactly. Now, isn't there a 3D printer or type of 3D printing that you can literally lay a piece down, it'll scan the actual piece and then print it?
So I don't know much about that. There is 3D scanning, but like I said, I don't know much about it. I would not be the guy to ask questions like that to. But there's tons of programs, and like once you go down the rabbit hole for 3D printing, there's no up. It just keeps going down. And unfortunately and it's because the possibilities are endless. It doesn't matter what hobby you're into. 3D printing can really, I mean, it can even help you with inside the house stuff.
Oh, I'm sure.
The cool part of it. It's absolutely crazy at the end of the day. But you know, it's a process. I mean, I've got 3 printers now, so it's, you know, I'd like to get another PLA printer, but you know, I want to get the other one back up and running first.
How long does it take you to print out like that figurine you showed?
So with this figure, the base and the legs here are one piece. And that was roughly about a day and a half. So the waist is probably about another day. So the body is probably about 2 days because it's a little bit bigger, more infill and supports. And then each arm has 2 pieces. There's the upper arm and the lower arm. And these were a couple hours because they're not very big. Not very big. Same thing with upper arm over here. The head probably takes 2 hours, if that, because it's basically just a round circle that just molds its way up.
Yeah.
You know.
So within a week, you got your figure printed out.
Yeah, more or less, yeah. I mean, I could do it all on the same base, but if there's a mess up, it just ruins all the and PLA is not cheap, neither's resin, so you know. But what do you like to build? Cars, trucks?
I'm more into the automotive section. Like the very first model I did was the 69 Dodge Super B.
Oh, nice.
I've thought about doing like aircrafts and stuff like that. I want to get a lot better before I do anything like that. This is the Super B.
That is so cool. Check this
This
out.
is the first model I ever did.
So cool. Oh yeah, that is so cool. Yeah, that's crazy.
And then the second model was a model that Mopar sent me. Mopar sent me was a 71 Satellite.
Cool.
The hood on this fits on really well, and it's kind of a pain to get off.
Now that white stripe, how is that a decal?
Yeah, that is a decal, which I actually kind of messed up a little bit. Right, you can see right there in the center where it's
oh yeah, that's
2
not bad.
decals together.
Oh, that's not bad at all. That's so cool, dude. Wow. That's really cool. And that's all the folk art paint and stuff, right?
Yes, all folk art paint. No, well, no. The this red is a it's not folk art.
But it's that type of craft acrylic paint, right?
Yeah, it's an acrylic water-based paint.
Yeah, because I mean, there's folk art, plaid, multi-surface. I can't. There's so many of them now.
Oh yeah. I think this one was a deco art paint.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. It's really great that you can go to Walmart and get that cheap paint and get it to work and airbrush and.
Yeah, I went out and got me an airbrush. Having some issues with airbrushing right now. They're acting up on me. I don't know if it's because I've got the ones I've got are a 0.03 needle. I'm thinking I need a 0.05. They spray water. If I just got water in the cup, it sprays beautiful. But as soon as I put paint in it, it'll spray for maybe a minute and then just quit. The air will still be coming through it, but the paint won't be flowing.
Oh, sounds like you don't have it thinned enough. That would be my first guess. But like I said, I don't.
The thing is, I can have it thin to the point that it's like colored water. I mean, really, really, really thin to where basically when you spray it on, it's just running. And it still does that. So I am going to get me a new airbrush. It's a 0.05 needle. And I'm going to try using some different types of paint too.
Now I will say this. When I switched from when you go to Hobby Lobby, there's that Createx Wicked brand.
Okay.
Try that. You'll need to get the reducer that goes with it, right?
Okay.
But there's a new one out there. I don't know if it's like 4012 or 4011 or 4013, you'll have to figure out which one it is. I still have a big bottle that I bought like 3 years ago. But I love that stuff. That stuff is like night and day different for me.
If Hobby Lobby's open today, I may stop by Hobby Lobby later on today. There's one right down the road from me, from where I'm at right now.
Yeah, it's Friday, so they should be open. They should be.
The only thing is New Year's Eve, I wasn't sure.
Well, Hobby Lobby's not open on Sundays.
Yeah, they're not open on Sunday.
So, and then I had to think about, well, I'm off work. Is it? What day is it?
Yeah, I was thinking about my schedule, 4 days on, 4 days off. My days off each week fall back a day each week. Like this week I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off.
Oh, wow.
I'll work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. Work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then have Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. Each week it falls back a day. So
yeah, that would be cool and irritating at times.
Yeah, it can be. Wait a minute, what is this place open today?
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. Like I said, my brother's a truck driver, so I understand.
It messes me up on my shout out Saturdays. I used to talk about my channel. That's another thing I do on my channel. I try to every Saturday I give a shout out to a channel that's under 1,000.
No, that's cool. And there's some of those that I've really enjoyed because I've seen yours and then I'll go check the channel out and then I'll start going down the rabbit hole of their videos. But it's cool. Have you started getting in trouble for that though? Because I've heard we're not supposed to be sharing that information out.
Oh, really? Yeah,
I don't know. I noticed one of mine has left. I don't know if it's because I got a complaint or I haven't really looked into it, but I know one of mine has left.
YouTube's good at just canceling.
Yeah.
You got to wait a minute. How come I've not got a notification from this guy in a while? And you go look and you see you're no longer subscribed to. I didn't unsubscribe from them.
Yeah. No, I think YouTube just likes to do that a lot.
Oh yeah.
I don't know the whole story, but it is irritating at times for sure.
Yeah, it really helped out the models. I got it's basically a box, a kit for tools in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like one of those files. It's actually something what you'd think you'd see in like a nail salon. It's got one of the boards that's like a file board on it.
Yeah, it
and
looks like
yep, like that.
Looks like one of these.
Yep. And then it's got another one that side that's a buffing pad.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got another one that's a square, probably about yay big, and it's probably about yay thick. That's another buffing pad.
Oh, nice.
It's got, I think, 4 or 5 sets of tweezers in it. Couple of them have the points on it. There's one that's got it's a wider tip that's rounded, a little bit bigger tip on it. And then there's one that's got a curved tip on it. And then it's got it's got 4 or 5 little bitty metal files. And then it's got the snips on it, and it comes in handy.
So are you getting all those out of the hobby section, or are you going to the hardware store?
Actually, I got that off eBay.
Oh, okay.
My first model I completed came off eBay. I'm an eBay junkie.
Yeah, eBay's dangerous for me, so I stay off of it. I like eBay, but sometimes you find great deals, and then other times you're like, that guy is smoking crack for that price.
Yeah. The airbrush I got, I paid $83 for the compressor and the airbrush, and it had the line and everything too. I paid $83 for it. Going down through there, the exact same kit somebody had on there for like $600.
Yeah. No.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, like I said, that's a great deal. That guy's high. and it's just that simple. It's absolutely crazy at the end of the day. But so what are some of the other tools you like to use?
Those tools are pretty much what I use. The airbrush, those tools I talked about. Now, like the 72 Ford Sport Custom I'm doing now is the first one I've done in two-tone. So I had to find a way to mask off for the different colors. And on my 71 Satellite, I was going to do the seats, and I went and got some masking tape from Dollar General.
No. I already know the answer to that.
Yeah. So on the 72 Ford Sport Custom, I wasn't even going to try it again. So I went and got some masking tape, duct tape masking tape. And it works really well.
Oh, really? That's cool. And it didn't leave any glue residue, or was it?
No, it's a clean. You pull it off. It's clean now. Like I masked off the one section. I can't remember if it's the top or bottom. I painted first the light green or the dark green, but you paint it. You need to make sure that paint's dry before you mask that off to paint the other color. But as long as that paint's dry, you pull it off. It comes off clean.
Yeah, I always forget that part. And then half the color comes off.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I that's why I try not to do a lot of two-tone stuff. And the other reason I don't like doing two-tones is like I get out here maybe once a week, maybe. And then some weeks I'll have to skip a week because me and my son to go do something. And yeah, that paint, like the tape just rips the paint off.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I do have one of those things that fits on your head, and it's got, I guess it's actually got 3 magnifying glasses.
Mhm.
It's got 2 that basically flip down,
mm-hmm.
and then it's got one little bitty round one here that can come over that's
Mhm.
really, really, really magnified. And then it's got a light on it too. I use it quite a bit.
Oh, that's awesome. It's crazy when you start looking at some of the tools. Like my parents got, it's kind of the same thing, but my parents got me this thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can see, I mean,
Yeah.
it's,
I'll be 50 in April, and my eyes are not what they used to be.
yeah, it's crazy one. And this isn't even for the hobby. This was for, I don't remember where my parents said they found this, but it works great for, it attaches to the table. Sometimes I wish I had a dedicated spot inside the house, but I'll have to wait till after the boy moves out in about 10 years.
My youngest is, oh, let me see here. My youngest is 26, so he done gone.
Oh yeah. There you go. That's awesome. I could see the convenience in that.
No, I do have 2 grandkids that live with us. The daughter and her husband and her 2 kids live with us. So that's.
Do they participate in the hobby? Have you gotten them into the hobby at all?
Well, the oldest grandson is only 3.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Now he's already at the point. I'll tell him Grandpa's going downstairs, and he'll look at me and work on model cars. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna go work on my model cars.
No, that's awesome. I introduced my son to video games, and that was the last of the hobbying for me.
Speaking of that, that may be a new twist to my channel. I've been getting on Wreckfest Wednesday with Cliff.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So I mean, I've got a PS1, 2, 3, and 4, but I generally play. I might play 5 hours out of the year, maybe 6 hours out of the year. I mean, I enjoy playing. I just don't do a whole lot of it. Yeah, he showed me that game Wreckfest, and I downloaded it, and I think I sat down at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock one evening. Like, I'll play a little bit. Yeah, 4 o'clock that next morning, I gotta get to bed.
Yeah, or oh damn, I've got to go to work.
Yeah, that really bite with me, because if I didn't get no sleep, and then I'm driving 10 and a half, 11 hours.
Yeah, it's a little more dangerous for you, but I'm moving around all day. As long as I don't go to break, I'm good.
Well, that's one good thing about me. The run I usually do, that's pretty much my main run I do, 4.5, 5 hours into it, it's time to take an hour nap.
That's awesome. I wish I could do that. So when you're on the road, do you do take a kit? You do take a bunch of stuff with you, right?
I've not brought any models with me on the road, except like when we got another terminal that is needing help, and I'm going to go help out another terminal. I'm going to be there for 2-3 weeks and be in the same motel room every night. I'll take a model with me, work on it my days off or whatever, because we work so many hours in the week, and then we got to have 34 hours off. So I'm usually a day and a half, 2 days in the motel room, nothing to do. Mm-hmm. So I'll take a model, work on it. I was down in Birmingham, Alabama, quite a bit this summer, and I was working on the Super B at the time, I think, but I took the Super B, my airbrush, and all that down, work on it when I had time. But generally, just my 4 days out, I don't take it with me because I'm in a day cab. I don't have a lot of room, and no, my luck, I'd lose something or break something or.
No, yeah, it's kind of like there's been Joe Fritz when he was on, he has an actual I guess you'd call it tackle box that he takes with him.
Yeah.
And that's, it seems like some of the truck drivers that I've talked to, they have kind of the same setup. Because, I mean, they can just build right in the truck, some of them, but some of them can't because it's just a single cab.
I know I met up with Big Charlie's Model Garage, Big Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And of course he's in a sleeper truck, and I think he takes some stuff with him.
Yeah, it's really cool how you guys can just keep going like that. It's really cool. I really do enjoy that part of it, when especially because you guys can do the videos in the truck.
Yeah.
It's really cool at the end of the day. So since it's New Year's Eve, what's part of your new resolutions for the hobby?
Never really thought about it. I like hopefully get better at my detail work.
On like the interior or just the
interior, especially the engine.
Oh, okay. I got you.
The engine and the chassis. Because like I said, now that the both kits I've actually completed so far were both monogram kits. The kit I'm working on now is a Mobius.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a whole lot. That Mobius kit's got a whole lot more pieces to it, so I'm actually able to I can detail a little bit better. But right now, this is about the extent of my detail work on like the chassis.
So you're just talking about all the components
like,
that go to it, right?
Yeah, like you really can't see it, but I guess I didn't do it on this one. I thought I did. Like the brake lines run down the little bitty raised part. You can see the brake line runs down through here. It must have been the 71 that I actually highlighted those. The engine is a big one, is detail on the engine. I want to get into where a lot of the guys are getting the small wires and putting on for like the plug wires and stuff like that. And then eventually, I don't think I'm going to be there this year, but I'd like to get into adding LED lights.
Yeah, and actually this is the time of year that I usually buy LED lights, because you take the Christmas light boxes, like the dollar ones at Walmart, and I've got probably about 10 sets of those that are clear, red, blue, green. And the cool part is on a lot of those is you can clip the wires, and you can like make them shorter, longer.
Okay.
And you don't need to add resistors to it because all the LEDs have their own resistors. For $2, you basically have a decent lighting kit.
Cool.
But you got to figure it out as you go along, though. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull down one of the Star Trek things that I have and Star Wars stash that I have, and I'm going to light those up with that stuff.
Well, that'd be cool.
It's easy because you don't have to solder anything. You just figure out what LEDs you're going to cut off, and then it's basically there,
Yeah. That'd be good for the tail lights, and you wouldn't have to worry about the red lens. You already got the red light.
Yeah, you just got to figure out how to hide the wires in a car.
Yeah.
That's going to be the hard part.
Yeah, some of these guys, I mean, the whole vehicle is just completely lit up, and you're like, okay, where's the wires at?
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy at the end of the day what some of those guys do at shows for LEDs and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
You weren't at Acme, were you?
No, it'll be I would love to go, but it's gonna probably be a couple years before I can justify that trip.
Okay.
Only because this idiot decided to switch jobs so many times this last summer.
Aha.
So, but I'm in a better place now, so I can't really bitch too much.
You know exactly what you're saying there.
It's yeah, no one's fault but my own. But one day, I like there's Acme. I want to go to Adepticon. There's this show in I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen this next year, but I want to go to Renton or the one in Seattle. That's probably going to happen. I mean, it's later in the year, but the Seattle one's later in the year. So, and who knows locally what's going to happen, because Oregon, we have shows. It's just, it's hit and miss, or, hey, there was a show this last weekend. Oh, well, where was the flyer for that show?
Yeah.
I get that all the time.
Yeah, I've noticed ever since Acme, I've really been trying to keep an eye on where there's going to be shows that I could possibly make.
Oh, yeah. That's generally how my luck runs out, is I'll hear right after the show has been done that there was a show. It never fails.
Yeah, after Acme, I decided anytime I go to a show like that, I'm just, instead of driving a personal vehicle, I'm just going to rent a vehicle. Because, yeah, I got the expense on renting the vehicle, but generally the vehicle I rent's got a lot better fuel economy than what my vehicle is.
Yeah.
And if there's a breakdown or anything like that, I ain't got to worry about none of the repair costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So you basically a car model. Are you gonna do anything outside of cars? Are you gonna do like
I might get into aircraft. I'm kind of interested in the aircraft, but I know those they're usually a smaller scale, but with the size of the aircraft, everything's actually larger. Like these are the models I've done are 1/24th.
Mm-hmm.
You can get an aircraft that's 1/48 scale, but it's actually bigger than what a 1/24th car model would be.
Yeah.
Now the very, very, very first model I did was what year was it? A 1953 Ford, or no, Chevy stake truck.
Yeah.
And it was 1/48 scale. And I didn't finish it because I lost a part that I'm going to have to order from Atlantis. It was a rear release spring, and I'm to the point now that I need that rear release spring before I continue any further with it. So I just set it to the side. I got a hold of Atlantis, so I know how to order the part. But yeah, 1/48 scale, I should never have started with a 1/48 scale from a first model.
Yeah, those are pretty big. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, that should be that's pretty big, dude.
No, 1/48 scale is small.
Oh no, it's the other way, huh?
Yeah, because like a 1/48 scale, it takes 48 of those to make a real size.
Yeah.
For like the one I'm doing now, it only takes 24 of them to make a real size.
Yeah. No, I always mess that up. I always mess that up. It is what it is.
Now, Cliff was actually going to send me a model when I was first talking about getting into it, but then I got that 1/48 scale stake truck and started on it before he got it sent to me. It's the model I actually should have started with, and that is a 1/24 scale snap kit. And It'll probably be the next model I do.
No, it's cool. Yeah, Cliff's a pretty cool guy. I was glad to be able to work it out to where I could get him on here too.
Yeah, I need to go. Has that video posted yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I need to go back and catch that. I need to go back and catch a lot of them.
Well, I mean, you know, I understand, you know, with you being a truck driver, it's you get certain weekends, like this weekend, you'll probably catch up on a lot of YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But that's the cool thing about YouTube is it's there forever. It's like,
Yeah.
And
my channel actually started by, I hadn't even planned on it being a channel. I was out shooting one day, and it was a firearm I just bought. It wasn't a new fire. It was new to me. It was called a Mosin Nagant. It's a World War II Russian sniper rifle. The Mosin Nagant, they made two versions. They made a shorter version, which is basically the infantry, more of a carbine version. And then they had a full-size version that was more of a sniper version. And both Mosins I got are the longer, like, sniper versions. I wanted a video of me shooting it, but I didn't want to have the hassle of downloading it to an SD card or something like that and having to save it. I'm like, wait a minute, let's check out what this thing I hadn't heard about YouTube long before that. And like, hey, let's try YouTube, and I'll upload it to YouTube. That way I've got a permanent copy of it and don't ever have to worry about saving it anywhere. It's in the cloud.
mm-hmm.
And I did that for a few years. And then, what was it? About 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we moved from where I lived at in Mode, Illinois to Greenup, Illinois. And right bordering our property, I mean, not even 50 yards from the edge of our property, is another guy's property that he'd got 100-yard shooting range through the woods there.
Damn.
And a bunch of people go use it. And I was at home, and I heard a guy down there shooting. Like, hey, I'm gonna go check out, see what he's shooting, what he's got, and everything. Got talking to him, and he had a YouTube channel. And he's like, hey, you got to check out this YouTube channel. I didn't know he had one. He goes, yeah, he goes, you do YouTube? I'm like, yeah. I go, I watch YouTube. He goes, there's this channel out there. He goes, you ought to check it out. Well, it was his channel. And he lived right there in Greenup where I lived at, and got talking to him. So I got started doing YouTube.
Oh, that's cool.
And it started out just the 2A, the gun side. And then being a truck driver, like I said, I've been driving 23 years now. It's like, yeah, let's start throwing some driving videos in and stuff like that. And that's where I came up with the name Procarry Trucker. And then here, within the past year, I got into the modeling.
No, that's cool. And being a truck driver, do you take any of the cars that you see out on the road and try to duplicate them at all? Because you got to see some pretty cool stuff out on the road.
Oh, yes. I haven't yet. Now, it's passed through my mind, some stuff I've seen, like, man, that'd be a cool model to build or whatever. I haven't done that yet. Like I said, I've only completed 2 models. I'm really, really, really new into the hobby. So down the road, it may be something that I see, I can get a picture of or whatever, and then go back, find a body style that is that body style or similar to that body style, and then make that car. Now, I am, after the new year, the trailers I pull, the Pneumatic Tankers, you can't find those. You can't find those. They don't make them. Now, Cliff did give me a link to a guy that does printing, and he prints those tanks in 1/24 scale.
Oh, nice.
So I am going to order a pneumatic tank from him. And then I think all it is just the tank, what we call the plumbing, which is all the air lines that are on the tank. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's on it, but I can use sprue and make my own plumbing.
Yeah.
And then I need to go out and get a Mack Anthem, which is the truck I drive, a Mack Anthem. But all the Mack Anthem model kits I find right now, they're $50 and up. Anywhere up to, I've seen them for $115 for the kit. But I need to get that kit, the Mac Anthem kit, order that bulk tanker from the guy, and then I want to make it look like the truck I drive.
There you go. That'll be a cool project. That'll be a build series that, you know, I think a lot of people would follow.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping.
You're hoping.
Yeah. The main thing with that is I need to find somewhere that I can basically send a picture of like the decals and stuff, and find somewhere. I'm sure there's people out there that have ways of printing decals or stickers.
Yeah. There's a bunch of people out there that do decal stuff.
Basically, the decals I need, even if I went and bought another cheap kit that had this decal,
mm-hmm.
and instead of white, if I could make it orange, would be all I'd need.
Oh, nice. That'd be cool. No, that'd be cool. Hopefully you find someone that can be able to print that out for you. Because decals are truly a love-hate relationship for me. So they're not easy, but
the first decals I did on that Super B, we're talking, I don't know if there's anything here. We're talking decals that are smaller than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with decals.
Not even a quarter that size. I'm thinking, man, I'm not going to like this. Well, somebody's telling me you ought to be glad they're small. Those are actually easier to work with. I'm like, yeah, surely not. Well, that stripe I did on the satellite with a bigger decal, and the stripe that goes up over the fender. Well, yeah, the bigger decals can be a pain getting them lined up so they don't have no wrinkles in them.
I understand. Yeah, I just had to do that Jimmy Johnson car. Yeah, I understand. Some of the decals for that were horrendous.
I'm kind of wondering. I've got on my 2A side of my channel is a guy. He goes by R4 Mississippi Thunder, and he shot me a message the other day saying, "Hey, do you want some old NASCAR kits?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So, and I've never did a NASCAR kit, and I know there's decals galore on them.
Mm-hmm. Some of the newer stuff, like that was a newer kit that I did, but so it wasn't near as bad. But some of the ones from like the 80s and 90s that I've done, like as soon as you put the decal in the water, it just disintegrates. So needless to say, before I cut a decal anymore, I usually like take a picture of them. So I have the actual picture in case stuff happens and I need to reprint stuff out. But yeah, it's not that decals are difficult. It's just, I have a love-hate relationship with them. That and photo etch. Photo etch for me is.
Now, what is photo etch?
Photo etch, and people in the chat when this goes live are going to be yelling at me, but photo etch, like on military stuff, you have like the grates over the barrel is sometimes photo etch. The turrets can be photo etch.
Okay.
I know on some ships, the ladders or the railways, cars, I don't know if they have a photo etch set for cars. I haven't dealt with photo etch with cars, so I'm sure there is. Like I said, the chat's probably going to be yelling at me when this goes live. But photo etch, it's just thin metal that you just bend up. You can solder or glue it.
Okay.
and it'll make a shape for the model. It's basically all it is, but you got to have a photo edge bender. Well, you don't have to, but it makes that process a lot easier.
Yeah.
And one day I'll buy one, but one day when I win the lottery,
Yeah.
right? Of course, then I'm gonna have like all kinds of different hobbies besides just this one. But yeah, that's basically what photo etch is. It's basically just really, really thin metal that you can hold up. So
Dog's going a little crazy.
that's okay, man. No worries.
Now,
So
go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we've hit about that hour mark. Was there any questions you had for me?
Not until we get off the stream, and then I'll probably come up with a bunch of them.
That's generally how it works, isn't it?
Like I said, the two models I've done, I've completed a monogram. The first one I'd started and didn't finish. It was Atlantis. Now I did, like I said, I'd picked up this model. Will be the first Revell kit I've done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's cool. And yeah, and you said you've been working on a Mobius kit, right? Those are generally pretty decent kits.
Oh, yeah. I'm impressed with the Mobius kit. That's 72 Ford Sport Custom. I'm actually doing it for Big Charlie's birthday group build.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that Mobius kit is the first Mobius kit I've did. I'm completely impressed with it, except for minor details on the instruction sheet, which we talked about there before the went live.
Yeah, their instruction sheets are they can be really a pain in the butt because I know a couple of the Batmobile that Mobius did. I think it's Mobius. Yeah. There's certain spots that the instructions are flipped.
Yeah.
Or they don't show the other side, right?
Yeah, like I was telling you about it shows, like, say, the left side of the engine, and that's the only side of the engine it shows. So when it's got a piece that shows for the right side of the engine, it shows the left side of the engine with a line coming down showing that it goes on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of pieces, there was really no spot that piece would actually fit into or on. Like usually, like I said, there's usually a notch or whatever that it'll actually fit into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of those pieces didn't actually have that. You just had to know where it went, put it there.
Okay.
And then I noticed on that Mobius the manifolds. On the instruction sheet, it showed the manifold. There's a piece on the engine that it kind of stuck out almost like an oil filter, is what it looked like, and it was part of the original mold.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed the manifold going directly behind that little stick out.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see all four pieces of the manifold there. Well, when I tried putting it on there, I got it on there so it'd stay on there, but didn't glue it. And yeah, there was an overlap from the end of the manifold to the exhaust was like this much of an overlap. I'm like, this ain't working. And I'd actually thought about, I looked over the instructions and it's like, man, this is showing where it goes at. So I was actually getting ready to take my snip, and I was actually going to snip the exhaust pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I had to, glue it back together and get it to the size it needed. I got to playing around with it. Like, man, that just does not look right for where a manifold should go on an engine. So I got playing around with it and stuck it up in another area. Man, that looks more correct, and that actually fits a little bit better. And sure enough, the end of the manifold and the exhaust match up perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. Instruction. Some of these kits, the instructions can make and break the whole process.
It's
The whole process.
I've noticed it's nice to having a little bit of knowledge about engines
Yeah.
before you start putting it together. I've seen on even the 2 kits I've completed. I'll be looking at the instruction sheet and they'll show a part going somewhere. It's like, I don't think so.
yeah. I've had that comment. Yeah, I've had that problem a couple times. Yeah, where you look at the part and be like, maybe, because I've worked on cars a little bit, but I'm not a mechanic by any means. But yeah, there's just sometimes I look at it and like. And then some people will say like the firing order is wrong on the spark plugs. I was like, how do you even know?
Yeah.
It's like, stop it. I barely know. And I even had to look it up.
Yeah, I get into doing that. Like I said, that's the next step I really want to get into. You was asking about my resolutions. I want to get into adding the I'll get out the satellite here. I see most of you guys do it on the cars. I want to get in on like the distributor and put the wires from the distributor to where the plugs would go.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I plan on doing within next 1 or 2 models.
No, nice. No, that's awesome. Yeah. Really, really awesome.
Right now, my completed kits pretty much go back in the box until I actually get somewhere I can put them in a case and actually put them up.
Are you gonna do the clear plastic cases?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I could see the benefits of all that. You know, all those. They're cool. Some of them, you know, you just got to make sure you get the right one for your car.
Yeah. And then like that Atlantis kit, that 148 scale pickup that I got to finish yet when I get that part. I'm going to complete it like it did when I started. I didn't have an airbrush when I started it. So it's all paintbrush. And I'm going to finish it as I started. And then down the road, I want to get that kit again and do it again. And it's like really see the improvements I've made.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It's always cool to see the process on how you get better too.
Yeah. Like I said, I've just in 3 kits, I've seen, well, 3.5 kits, counting that one I didn't finish. I've seen major improvements in what I can do.
No, that's awesome. But if you don't have any other questions for me, we've been over an hour.
Yeah, we're at number 3.
This I tried to keep them hour and a half, but so I will talk to you in a couple minutes, unless you got any other questions for me.
Like I said, I don't right now, but I know as soon as we leave, I'll have dozens of them pop up.
Yeah. But thank you for coming on. I'm glad we were able to make this work, and I will talk to you in a couple minutes, okay?
Appreciate it, Josh.
So that was Procarry Trucker, guys. What'd you guys think? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this interview. I'm sorry we weren't able to do this live. We were able to get the interview done, and it's going to air on the weekend of the 15th, unless something drastic happens. But it's going to air that weekend. So you've probably been commenting on the video and not interaction from me, or you're not going to see the comments on the thing. That's because we're not really live. We're just recording it at a different time, and it will air live, the recording. It's a weird process. It's StreamYard. I I don't pay that much for it, and it works awesome. I just deal with what I have. So see you guys down next week, and I will see you later. Bye.